All right. Welcome back. Welcome back. Another wonderful, fantastic Wednesday, or wonderful Wednesday, I should say. Two W's. Oh man, it has been quite the week. I'll tell y'all that. It has been tiring, but in a good way. Very productive. Very productive. I cannot lie about that. One thing I will say is I am definitely overdue for a vacation, or at least a day trip, maybe to California or something like that. We'll figure it out sooner or later. But I definitely got to give me some kind of trip in, some kind of vacation. This last week was very tiring. Um, and it's not because of work. Work is always actually, this new job is pretty lit. I'm not going to lie. It's pretty cool. Easy as pie. Ain't got to do too much. Kind of hang out and just do what needs to be done at the job. So, and it's miniature golf and arcade in there. Like, come on now. Y'all know the kid in me is screaming to go to work every day. Anything else in the last week that really stuck out? I don't think so. Actually. Yeah, no. I can't say. Nothing has actually stuck out. But everything is the same. I mean, the kids are pretty funny now. They got little jokes here and there that they say and little things they do, and I kind of just like am amazed at how fast they're progressing, these little ones. I mean, man, what can I say? I'm a cool dad. My kids love me. All kids love me. It is what it is. Speaking of that, actually, one thing I think last week I was talking about how certain things as a father I feel I can do better, and some things I know I can improve on. It'll take time, but my kids actually are pretty hyped up about me being their dad. It's like they brag about it, and I'm glad to hear it. I'm very glad to hear it. They talk about everything we do together, everything we do with the videos, especially with TikTok, everything we do as far as birthday parties or just when they hanging around. But man, I'm gonna tell you, my kids are pretty dope. Actually, they actually will be um, going back to their mother's house. I just forgot about that. I gotta take my kids home. Man, that sucks. We were having such a ball, such a ball. Um, but my youngest is actually feeling down. I don't know what's wrong with her, and I hope she's feeling better soon. You know what? I do got something that happened this week that was kind of crazy and wild, and not like crazy like that. Like not like I got, like I'm dealing with anybody's mama or nothing like that. I just mean crazy. Like, listen now. I am lactose intolerant. Like dairy, I need to stay away from. You know what I mean? I shouldn't be drinking or eating that stuff. It doesn't mix well with the body, right? That's what I will say. It doesn't mix well with the body. So over the weekend, man, I had like a half a tub of ice cream Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night. I ate like half a tub each night. I was just killing it. I was just with cookies and everything. You know what I mean? I had the whole 9 yards. Just a fat kid, pure fat kid. But yesterday morning, today's Tuesday, right? Yeah, that was yesterday. Yesterday morning, I went to drop my kids off or sorry, I should say, no, it's today. No, sorry, yesterday. Okay, so Monday morning, my apologies. Monday morning, I went to drop my kids off at home. And when I went to drop them off on the way back, my stomach started bubbling from this. It could have been dairy I had the day before. It could have been chocolate. I don't know what was going on, man, but I'm telling y'all now, just to give y'all a little bit of personal advice of what happened. I was out of it. I was completely out of it. I had to use the bathroom. It was coming out both ways. And now I'm on the freeway, you know what I mean? I'm trying to drive, so I had to get rid of my favorite apron because, those things happen. But we ain't going to talk about exactly what all I had to do that morning. We're just going to talk about the fact that it was an experience. Definitely learned my lesson to stop playing with dairy. Definitely going to go ahead and go back to drinking, lactate milk or almond milk. Sometimes even soy milk, because clearly Monday was just it was way too much. Y'all remember on White Chicks when right after he had that one piece of cheese, he ran to the bathroom like, "Move, bitch." Remember that? That's how I was pretty much all morning. I was able to successfully drop the kids off, but on the way back home, woo! Now that right there was doing some damage. I'm not gonna lie. I had to stop a couple times. Then I ran out of gas in the middle of all of this, y'all. Like, shout out to my woman for coming to, bring the gas can and stuff for me, while I was going through all of that. But yeah, I was still like, man, I ran out of gas. I'm like, I ain't got no gas. It's like, I got a jet. I got to throw up. But one thing is not another. I was having a very stressful Monday morning. I will tell y'all that right now. My job actually sent me home a little early because I was still low-key throwing up at work. But other than that, I mean, everything else was pretty good, pretty good other than that shitty morning and shitty start to my week. Just like in the great words of Garfield, this is why I don't do Mondays. Exactly why I don't do Mondays. However, though, it was still a lesson altogether to know and understand. I'm just kind of excited I made it out alive. Because, boy, I thought I was fighting some real live demons with all of that going on. Man, I thought the police would have pulled up on me anything. But none of that happened. Luckily, I was blessed to be able to make it back home safe and sound and still make it to work that day. So I really got no complaints. None at all. At least none that needed to be worried about at this exact moment. Let me see what else. Oh, you know what I do have? Dang, I can't believe I forgot about that. So, just to give a little conversation here. You guys know I dress up in costumes maybe any chance I get, I'll put a costume on. No lie. Like, you know what I mean? Especially if it's a birthday party, kids event, whatever the event may be. So because of all of that, I have finally decided to expand my horizons, right? I actually have decided to go ahead and make it an actual legit business for me to come to these birthday parties and to perform and to host and things like that. So what I have done is I have finally went ahead and I've created a logo. I've made a name. Created a logo. I've done a lot of things to put myself ahead on this one and get it going and get it up right. The last thing I need to do is make an actual flyer and like a price menu, because there's different packages. Like if you just want me coming in a costume entertaining the kids, you know, cool, we got a package for that. If you want me to come and you want me to bring my own photo equipment, so I got the backdrop for you, I got the lights, I got everything for us to take pictures and all and set up, that's a different package, you know. Or, you know, we'll talk about different options that's available. Even save a discount with, you know, me bringing my son. You know, it kind of saved you, because I know my son ain't going to stay in costume all the time. He going to want to take his head off and he going to play with the other kids. So I ain't going to charge you for my son coming to play at your party. You know, I'm actually give you a discount for that. However, also, I went with it was kind of hard deciding a name. Because I would have just originally went with like Spider-Dad, you know what I mean? And of course, the horizon could have shown that Spider-Man isn't the only costume we have. However, I was trying to open up, you know, my eyes a little bit more and give it more perspective. So the name I went with is CYC, is for the acronym. Choose Your Character, right? CYC, Choose Your Character. And it's pretty much the fact that if I don't have the costume you want, I'm pretty sure I can get it. I'm pretty sure I can order it, or I'll have it ready by the time that birthday party is. Again, everything as far as the menu, the prices, information you may need, you can always hit me up personally for, because nothing has been published yet or publicized. But I do have all that information, you know, here and here in my phone. So if you do need more information on that, let me know. Again, you know, I'm just out here doing what I can to make sure that, you know, I leave a legacy for my kids. So one business at a time, one thing at a time. But I was happy that I finally stopped procrastinating about the actual logo, about the design, about the business. I stopped procrastinating and I actually went ahead and I said, you know what? Fuck it. It's time to actually put this in motion. So that's why I went ahead and got everything created. More to follow within the week. You'll all get all the other information you need. I actually looked into hiring somebody for social media as well, because as you guys see, life is just kind of crazy right now, so I can't be on social media as much as I would really like to be, but that doesn't mean I can't hire somebody to do it for me, right? Just make sure y'all are up to date with everything that's going on. But I'm very excited for the actual business to be taken off. Again, it's Choose Your Costume, or sorry, Choose Your Character. Choose Your Character is the acronym for it. I actually made, I don't know if you guys, if you're tuned in and you're watching this, you'll be able to see the logo, but if not, you know, you won't be able to see it. But that's what the logo looks like. Oh, let me see if I can get that. Here we go. See, CYC, Choose Your Character. It's supposed to give you that video game feeling on the logo, you know, since it is dealing with, of course, superheroes and different characters for the costume business. But I'm actually excited that I've got ready to get it done. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. If you all know, in the past, I've always done a few parties here and there for people, and it's never nothing big or nothing major. I just show up, take a few pictures with kids, hang out for a little while. I never take my mask off. Everyone can tell you that. I always like to stay in character. But now I actually can go legit with it. There was just a few things on the back end I needed to take care of first. before actually, charging people to perform or to be Spider-Man or Batman or whoever it may be at the parties. I've also had to make sure that, I did it the right way, because I ain't trying to get sued by nobody. You feel me? I ain't got time for none of that. So let's be cordial with each other and make sure we do this the right way. Nah, all jokes aside, though, I try to do it not the nigga way, but the white way, or right way, I should say. But I mean, hey, to each his own. But don't forget about your boy. Quanni will be out here. I'll probably be at one of your birthday parties for one of your kids soon. Thank you. For one of your kids soon. You may never know. Maybe a nephew, niece, and maybe a friend of the family. But just know that I am definitely up and running now. I am able to go, and literally just let me know what times the party is. We can go over pricing and all of that good stuff. When you're ready to talk to me, hit me up. I actually have a Google Voice number that I will be using for the business part. It's an actually automated, an AI system that will answer calls for me, a business telephone number. And with that business telephone number, I'll be able to take messages, things like that, get back to you, call you back personally to let you know what's going on. All in all, though, I'm looking for all the support I can get. And knowing, how it is with everyone here, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get some great support from you all. Over the simple fact is, you all already know me. You know that when it comes to these superheroes in costumes, I'm doing my damn thing. Oh, I got a cup also, by the way. I have a cup now. So that's another reason why I'm really ready to go ahead and do these kids parties. In the past, it was kind of difficult to do kids birthday parties because without the cup, let's just say there was a little too much being revealed. How about that? There was a little too much being revealed. Now I have a cup. I mean, it still looks like a lot is being revealed, but at least it stays in one place now. It doesn't just dangle everywhere. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. I did the logo. I came up with the logo all on my own. I sat down and went into Canva and Google and found some different kind of pictures and symbols and stuff I can use to create the logo. So it was a little time consuming, but it was worth it. You know what I mean? It was definitely worth it. Shout out to Bay, because she actually gave me some tips on some of the things dealing with it. Some things to change. Actually, that choose your character thing, choose your costume, that was something that we came up with. The actual phrase is CYC. It's choose your character, where we turn fantasy to reality. I like that part. You know what I mean? I was like, hey, that's pretty dope. So pretty soon y'all will see Quanni around all the time. You'll see CYC everywhere, but that's Quanni. You know what I mean? That's me doing my thing and just getting it going. But other than that, I'm just pretty excited and excited about the entire situation. I'm pretty juiced. Shout out to B again for stealing our word. I'm pretty juiced about the entire thing coming up and seeing where it goes from here. Because now that I'm legit and I'm in these streets, I plan on hitting these streets hard and running. So we'll see what happens. But I got good faith in it. Dang, I just spent so much time talking about that. I completely forgot we have topics to cover today. Actually, one of the biggest topics I do want to cover today, sorry, I didn't end that right. Other than that, all in all, it's been a great week. That is just some some things that's been going on for me that I wanted to update you guys on. So we'll keep that in the know. You can also reach out to any one of my social media pages or my personal phone number or email if you have it to get more information to about anything I do or have going on. But I do appreciate you guys for letting me get that out there. Now, for us to jump into our very first topic of the day, because I definitely want to. So our very first topic, it is pride. I do want to talk about pride specifically because, man, y'all, I don't think we understand how much this pride can actually affect someone. And that's one of the issues on why I wanted to talk about it. So I do have this article that I want to read. And it's not really more so reading an article, but in this article, they give you 19 reasons. Let's see, 19 reasons why pride is important in a man, right? And unless you just got here today, if you didn't know, I like to focus on a lot of men's mental health, specifically black men, if you want me to be honest with you, because as men, we feel like we don't need any help, we don't need assistance. So I do what I can to try to show them that if you see a black man doing it, maybe you'll want to follow along and get yourself some help too. Because I'm telling y'all, man, I used to be all over the place. But thanks to therapy, hard work, and dedication, I have definitely improved on my health, on my mental health for sure. So let's get into this. It's 19 reasons why pride is important in a man. And I like to talk about the pride because whether you know it or not, Pride is going to be either one of the biggest issues or blessings when it comes to a relationship. As far as me, I mean, when I'm with a woman, like, my pride dictates a lot. You know what I mean? You could be wanting me to go get you something to eat from the store, and I may not have no money, but my pride won't tell you that. What I will do is find a way to make about $20-$30 real quick, make that money, go get you something to eat, and then come back and feed you. But my pride was the reason for it, because if I would have put that pride aside, I probably could have been like, hey, babe, I'm kind of strapped on cash right now, until payday, so I can't get you nothing to eat, but I can cook you something in the kitchen if you want me to, right? Just a little kind of eyesight there on what that is. Now, I'm going to go ahead and read this. Oh, actually, let me do it like this. Give y'all some insights. Okay, so now pride and ego is often seen as a negative, but in the right place and in the right amount, pride is actually a good thing. I don't know if I've ever said that before, but I like to tell a lot of people that when it comes to my pride and my stubbornness, I think they are my greatest strengths, but also my greatest weaknesses, right? And one of the reasons because of it is exactly what it said there, that they can be seen as a negative, but in the right place and in the right amount, pride is actually a good thing. It just depends, right? So let's go on into the first one here. It says, pride is what makes a man work hard and carefully choose who he keeps as close friends because he doesn't want to be associated with failure or evil. Easier ways to say it like this. I love the fact of how great of a father I am to my kids, right? I love talking about that, on how much time I spend with them or what we do together. But you cannot sit up here and you cannot find one friend that I have, or acquaintance or close friend, whatever you want to call it, that don't take care of their kids. Right? You just can't, because my pride won't allow me to sit around somebody that's not being a father. That's what you're supposed to do. So in that sense, to me, it's a good thing. I allow myself to be in a better situation because of it. Okay, well, to me, you're a bum. You don't want to take care of your kids, you're a bum. It is what it is. Other people is different, but to me, that's how I feel. My opinion. Again, these opinions are mine and mine alone. Anything you have to deal with or worry about, you can give it to the department that clearly does not give a fuck. And it says because he doesn't want to be associated with failure or evil. Like, I don't want a bunch of people around me that are just constantly failing, right? Constantly, being a bad person, or toxic men. I don't allow too many toxic men in my circle. I keep that shit tight and close for a reason. Because if you're toxic and you're coming into my environment, now you're trying to create a toxic environment where I am. And I don't go for that. I'm good. I did a lot of healing to get away from the toxic lifestyle, so there's no need for it to be trying to find me, right? Pride is what will make a man confidently step up and be a leader, because one cannot be conquered by fear and be considered to lead. So basically, you can't let fear control you, but then want to be able to lead the way, right? In that case, you got to put your pride aside sometimes and say, either I'm going to just say fuck it and let somebody else lead, or I'm going to stump this fear down in the ground. I'm like, all right, you know what it is. But I think that's pretty good that it says that it'll make a man confidently step up and be a leader, because one cannot be conquered by fear and considered to lead. That's great. That is great. Pride is what will make a man choose the right woman to build his future with, because he wants to build a home of good repute. I think that one is, I haven't even gotten through the other ones, but that's my top 3 for sure already. I'm going to read it again. That's how excited I got about it. Pride is what will make a man choose the right woman to build his future with, because he wants to build a home of good repute. So my pride can sit up there and be like, I'm prideful in the woman I have, because she does X, Y, and Z. She's there for these days, there for the bad days. She's there for the good, there for the bad and the ugly. All of it. And because I have that kind of woman, we can build, and we can build great things together. And because of it, hey, let's get it fucking cracking. Let's do it. You know what I mean? Let's make that shit happen. A lot of people don't want to accept the fact that sometimes you can't sit up here and try to control someone else on... You know what? We'll save that. We will save that. Well, just know you can't control people in general, okay? Control is something no one has over the next person. You can only control what you do and how you react. Simple as that. Alrighty. Also, here's another one for you. So, number 4 says, Pride is what will make a man pursue that right woman and not consider her above his league because he is proud of the man he is and confident that she needs a man like him. So I say that in a way of, let's put it like this. Actually, let's use my current relationship for a minute. You know, I'm very prideful, but my woman is a paralegal, and I work at mini golf, KISS-themed miniature golf. Okay. Everybody else look at me like, why would you going after somebody like that? Yes, out of your league. That's out of your league. But me, I'm like, no, that's right. What I need. That's exactly what I need. I don't think that's out of my league. I think that's matching the energy I'm putting out here. You know what I mean? And I think I have that much pride in myself, that much confidence in me. You know, I said one thing to my woman. I told her, I said, I have full confidence in myself on whatever it is I need to get done or do. All I need you to do is give me the chance. That's it. All I need you to do is give me the chance. I got the full confidence over anything else. I know I can take care of it and get it done. But I need you to give me the opportunity to do so. I can't just take the opportunity from you. I want you to give it to me. It means more that way. You know? And, hey, tomato, tomato. But to me, who's going to argue? Who's going to argue with me? You can't. No, just cut it out. You can't. But basically, like, I didn't let, because of where she worked, I didn't let that stop me from approaching. I didn't let that stop me from nothing. Hey, listen, that's not finna stop anything. All that's finna do is go ahead and, you know, now I'm more interested. But that was the pride in myself. I know me. I have the confidence in me. I have the pride in me to be able to say, we may be different in jobs or careers or whatever the case may be, but that's the kind of woman I want. You think I'm mad about it? You see where I'm at? All right, then. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, number 5 says, pride is what will make a man ensure that any date he takes that lady to will not be boring because his image in her eyes is at stake. Oh my goodness, I love that one. I think that's a good and bad thing, right? Sometimes it can be a good thing because your pride is going to make sure that your pride is going to be there to make sure that you and this woman has a great time together. Wonderful, fantastic time. But it can also be a bad thing because she could be enjoying herself exactly how it is, and your pride comes in the way, making it an uncomfortable environment. You know what I mean? And it tends to happen that way. Fellas, we not perfect. Nobody is. Shit happens. It is what it is. But what I will say is everybody can work on something. I think y'all have seen that coming from a mile away. But pride, I'm telling you, man, it can be a good and bad thing. But in that situation, you see the two ways it can work out. I mean, you ain't trying to be nothing like that, or you ain't trying to make it seem like, basically, you're not trying to you don't want to ruin your image to a woman, but you also don't want to overplay your image. Does that make sense? So maybe you're trying so hard for her to see who you are, you end up losing her because you didn't try so hard to get her to see that, and she like, well, I noticed it when you said hi, and all this extra shit you're doing just pissing me off. But I mean, hey, pride is a crazy thing. Pride is what will make a man value his penis enough that he cannot cheaply give it out. Hey, we're going to get back to that part because remember what I was saying before earlier this year. A proud man values his penis and will not be casual with sex. He takes his pride in the one woman he is faithful to, not like the other shallow men who dish out what is meant to be special. Whatever is special is made rare and exclusive. So I like that because I think in the way with pride on this one, it's a great thing, right? It's wonderful. I know y'all remember, and if you don't, go play back some old episodes, you know, some old shows. But I've always said, like, I can't just sit up here and just be fucking on anybody. Sorry. My pride won't let me just sit here and fuck on you because you look good. What else can you offer me other than the fact that you may look good or you may have some nice big titties or a nice ass? What else can you offer me? I've asked that question my entire life to women, and nobody has given me the answer that I wanted so far. Nobody has been able to say, let me tell you what's so funny about it. I always get this one answer when I say that. Oh, I can cook, I can clean, I could do it. Well, I can cook too. I can clean as well. I know how to wash my own clothes. What else can you offer me? You see what I'm saying? Now you just stuck at the table saying just pussy, and it's like, well, pussy is everywhere. I can get that from that girl or that girl too. What can you offer me? And you see how fast everyone goes to something tangible when you say that? I don't need you to take care of me financially. I don't need you to pay my bills or drive me around from appointment to appointment. I can do all that. I've been doing that for 30 years. Well, I mean, all of my adult life. You know what I mean when I say that. But I don't need you to do that for me. I need a great support system. That's what I need. I need a wonderful support system because I'm going to be a great support system to you. So I need you to be that for me as well. Otherwise, that pride is going to pop up and say, well, they don't want to be a support system, so fuck trying to be a great support system for them. You just need to support yourself. Now my pride has gotten in the way of a great connection, possibly because I misread it. I misread something. Doesn't matter what it could have been, but it was misread. It is what it is. But I definitely agree. Like, I'm not out here just, you're not finna just, you weren't able to just fuck on me because you felt like you can fuck on me. Like, no. I had a toxic year. And even with that toxic year, I was still kind of, I wasn't just, throwing it out everywhere, It was just some people that came from the past that tried to, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I had a point to prove back then. That's all it was. I had a point to prove. And I proved my point double over. So that's all that needed to happen. I proved my point. Next one says, pride is what will make a man walk into a room and command presence and order. Now let's talk about that. Because in the wrong room, you can create distress. You can create drama. You can create toxicity coming into the room like that. But in the right room, let's say you coming into the room and you going into the house and the house is everywhere and you see the kids and your woman and you going to come in and you going to say, hey, all right, kids, I need all of y'all to pick y'all stuff up so I can get that cleaned up. And when they do that, I need you to vacuum if you don't mind, or at least help clean the kitchen or the dishes. And then I'll tackle the bathrooms or something while y'all do that. We all doing this together as a team. I'm going to come in there and demand what needs to be done. I'm going to start giving out positions. Hey, kids, I see y'all here, so let me have y'all get the living room, get y'all stuff cleaned up, and then get y'all toys and put them in the playroom. And then I'm like, hey, I know you right there, but do you mind tackling, the R room while I get the kitchen, or vice versa? I'll tackle the R room while you get the kitchen, whatever the case may be. But I'm gonna come in giving out plans, giving out positions, and that is my pride. And I'm not mad about that because that's in a way to help us, right? We want to stay clean. And I know that wasn't, the most extreme of scenarios like I normally give, but it was the most simple and easiest one I had to mind. So definitely going to say that there. But I do believe that pride is something that will also make a man come into the room and just start handing out demands, because sometimes demands are needed. Even though they're not wanted, they're needed sometimes. So 8, it says, pride is what will make a man give intense eye contact and powerful body language. I'm going to tell you right now, if I'm sitting across the room from my woman and and let's just say let's give 2 scenarios. One, she says something I didn't completely like. So I'm going to be looking at her and I'm going to give her a deep look like, what would make you say something like that out of all times right now? What would make you say that? But it could also be to the point where she says something like, well, after this, I'm trying to climb a tree. And I'm like, because to me, I'm climbing a tree. Climb me all day long, girl. Climb me all day long. But I like that pride is what will make a man give intense eye contact and powerful body language. But also with the powerful body language and the eye contact, it can be misconstrued or it can be taken the wrong way. So even though your pride may be in the right place, I always try to kind of emphasize a little bit on what I mean. So, hey, to each his own. You can try to do that. If you don't want to do it, don't. You don't have to. I'm not making you, and I'm not your father. So it is what it is. Pride is what will keep a man fighting when the storms rage because he refuses to be named in the list of men who gave up. There we go. That was the one. So the reason why I like that one so much is because I don't know how to put that. Have you ever been told you can't do something? But when you're told you can't do something, you're like, I bet. Then you go and kill that shit? That's what this is saying. That's what it is saying. It will keep a man fighting when the storms rage because he refuses to be named in the list of the men who gave up. That's exactly what it's saying. I'm sorry that I continue to want to try and put effort in or effort forward or best foot forward. If I was in a relationship dealing with pride in this situation, what it's trying to say is no matter what the issues are that we're having in our relationship, no matter what the problems are, I want to work through this. I want to fight through this. I'm not trying to just say fuck it and leave you alone and walk out of your life. No, let's get through it. Let's build. Let's build that bond. Let's make it as strong as fuck that nobody can get through it. Let's really make that bond thick. And I mean thick. Mike Tyson thick. You know what I mean? 10. Pride is what will make a man a sex symbol. I love how it started off. To his woman, he is in control. He leads her sexuality and kisses and grabs her like a man who knows she belongs to only him, and he has a duty to please her and release her to please him. Basically, as a man is what it's saying with pride when it comes to sexual intercourse, when it comes to affection and attention, any kind of adult behavior. There are certain things we do as men because our pride will take us there. Certain ways we'll act because our pride will take us there. This one is specifically saying sexually, as a man, you grab your woman and kiss her, and the way you are grabbing her and kissing her, you know that she's yours and only yours, right? You have that comfortability in your relationship to know that, or have that feeling to know that it's just us, team us. But you also have the ability to know that you both deserve pleasure. So don't make it a one-off thing by just trying to continually to please her. I'll tell you right now, a lot of women have said it. I've always asked the question because I never thought a woman would, get upset about about the fact is, but if you're just so focused on trying to please her all the time, like it's great and they love it, but then they feel like they're not doing a great job at pleasing you. Then they get insecurities from the fact of you just trying to show them how great, you think of them or feel about them. And I think our pride is the reason for it because, we want to let it be known like, no, I can eat your pussy better than the next nigga can. No, I can fuck you better than the next nigga can. No, I can hit it from the back better than the last nigga can. Like, that's kind of like what is at stake with it when we're saying things like that. So to me, I think that it's great words to use it. I honestly always, one of the reasons I had a hard time finding a healthy relationship is because I told a lot of women that it wasn't the fact that they wanted to have a healthy relationship. A lot of women came along to me and sexually they were so pleased sexually that they decided they wanted to be with me. But a lot of those women can't really tell you about me as a person. They can't explain how I am as a man. They can't really tell you my favorite things and hobbies because all they really cared about was the sex. So to them, I was a sex symbol. I mean, give my last relationship, with my kid's mom, I felt like as long as I was, fucking her all the time, everything was good. As long as the sex was there, it was no problems. But the minute I had to speak up about something I felt was an issue, we had a problem with it. But if I went in the room and fucked you right after complaining about it, we was good. And it's just like, damn, that's crazy that, as long as the sex is there, you're okay. But I've had, a lot of women do that. And I've realized that they fall in love with the sex. They like the penis. And not really the guy that carries the penis. And I'm not upset about that, but I don't live that lifestyle anymore to where I just want to be known as a sex symbol. I want to be appreciated and valued. And I probably put myself there by some of the things I've done in my past, which is okay and it's great, but people change every day, B. People grow every day. And I'm still growing. I still continue and will grow. So, but one thing I will say is that, even to this day, like low key now, I still feel like that. Like I still feel like that the sex is what makes women want to stay. And it's crazy. It's really crazy because I'm a dope ass person. I'm a dope person. But I can't really expect somebody else to see that about myself. I know it. Some of you may know it. But it doesn't matter if somebody else doesn't. And that's why a lot of the times when I was dating, I tried to stay away from the sex as long as I could. Because I got a lot of people that would literally, they get caught up in the sex. And because the sex is good, they deal with anything. I could literally, if we had sex, I could literally keep on fucking with my kid's mom back and forth day. I tell her, I'm fucking you today and her tomorrow. And they'd be okay with that. And that's just, it was definitely the fact of being looked at as a sex symbol. And, don't get me wrong, again, if you my woman, I would love for you to look at me like that. But at least just show me you appreciate me outside of the fact of us just fucking. Don't make it seem like everything is just based around sex, because that makes me lose interest. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm like, hey, yeah, the sex is cool and all, but did you know I know how to bake? Did you know I can bake? I know how to color. You know what I mean? I got other things I can do besides fuck you all the time. You know what I mean? I got other talents. I got other things we can talk about and do. And hey, teach his own. But if it's a relationship where it's just you base it off around sex in the first place, don't get mad about where it ends because you started it off there. So it is what it is. But I definitely was one of those men in the past that, I hated the fact, like I say, even to this day, I still low-key feel like that. But I hate the fact that I just feel like a woman look at me and oh, sex, I know the sex would be good, so I'll fuck with them. No, no, just rubs me the wrong way. No pun intended. 11, pride is what will make a man work hard for his family because he is too proud to let his children sleep hungry as long as he is alive. I still do this to this day. My children, if you ever came to my house when I had my little apartment, if you ever came and seen, my kids always had food. Always. Whenever they came, they ain't never had to worry about eating. They always was good to go. They always had food. Now, me, on the other hand, I've gone days, maybe a week or two, without eating. Like, I've spent time without eating, without food, because I just don't have it. Bills be kicking my ass, or, I be having to do something for the kids, or, do something else in life that randomly pops up. And, man, like, life is pretty stressful, and nobody understands that. They don't get it that, sometimes you just get a little stressed out and overwhelmed, but it's all right. It's all good. You'll come over it and you'll conquer those things as much as you can. But I've done it a lot where I fended off and I made sure my family can eat. And I probably haven't even touched nothing myself. I probably go to sleep starving, stomach touching my back, hungry as all outdoors. And I'll probably be at work the next day smiling in everybody's face, acting like everything is all good, but knowing I'm screaming to get a bite of a Kit Kat bar or something. And my pride has stopped me from doing that. But I think that's a bad thing, because I have a lot of friends and family that, afterwards, if they found out something like that, they used to be pretty pissed with me over the fact that I wouldn't open up or speak up. And my goal was to never really piss anybody off. My goal was to not bother anybody. My goal was to try to not make anybody think they needed to take care of me. They needed to babysit me. My goal was to let everybody know, like, I'll figure it out one way or another. And, it is what it is. A lot of people don't like that, but I didn't grow up with the best family, so I didn't have that opportunity to know to depend on people. All I knew was to depend on myself, worry about me. So it is what it is with some things, and that's one of them for me. Sleep. I can sleep. I can go hungry. I can starve, but as long as my family's good, I'll be okay. Simple as that. And I still do it till this day. My pride is, man, I'm still working on it, but it's still a lot to work on. My pride is horrible. I'm gonna wait, because if I say it now on air and and when baby hears, she gonna be pissed off. But just know, like, even recently, I had to make a couple moves to get a couple bucks just to make some things happen in the household, and I'm okay with that, because as a man, I feel like that's what I should be doing. Now, damn, this next one kind of hit home a little bit. Pride is what will make him keep his marriage together, because the marriage, his wife, and children carry his name. If the marriage fails, it's on him. Men who are proud of their marriage and family don't have affairs. They are not unfaithful, and they are too proud to break their own home. So, with my marriage, I actually, I agree 100%. I think it lasted a little longer than it did. It's because part of me was so scared to give it up. My pride was like, don't let go without trying everything you can. My pride was like, even if it's your fault, even if it's not your fault, it's your fault. That's what I meant to say. Even if it's not your fault, it's still your fault. My pride really just, like, it did a lot more damage to my mental than the actual marriage ending. Right? And it's crazy, because I can talk about it all the time on what I need to do next to move on and to progress. But at the time when it was all happening, I had my hands up. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know nothing. But in that case there, pride definitely, man, break their own home. Because once the minute, like, I tell y'all this every time, man, it's crazy. When I decided to walk away from my marriage, everybody came to me. What did you do? What did you do? What did you do? And I ain't do nothing but be a good husband, pay bills, take care of the kids and the wife. That's all I did. Hell, I got cheated on. Does that make you want to be a good husband again? Honestly, it made me never want to think about marriage again. And then I met the person I'm with now, and it's like, maybe with the right person, marriage ain't so bad. Somebody that actually want to support you and build with you, it ain't so bad. Hey, some people are meant for certain people, and certain people aren't meant to be together. And I just feel like in that situation, me and my kid's mom are not meant to be together. We did it. We tried it. But marriage was the last thing for me. That's the last thing I needed to try and see. Like, okay, well, I tried this. I tried marriage, and I gave it my all. I gave 1,000%. And guess what? It still didn't work out. But it's okay, because now I know that. Now I'm not in the guess of like, oh, maybe this, maybe that, or what if this, or what if that, like some of y'all doing. Get out of those bad, toxic relationships if you have to. Make sure you take care of yourself first. Stop looking at what somebody else is how they're gonna feel or how they're gonna react to the fact of you walking away because they had you fucked up. How about that? Woo. 13. Pride is what will make a man responsible when given a task. Give him a job and he will execute it with excellence. I don't care what y'all say. If you got a job and you a man, you pride yourself on how you go to work, on what you do at work. You make sure you get stuff done, because last thing you need to hear is somebody in the background talking about, well, I would have had this done if Quanni would have did his shift or did his part. Huh? You can't say that to Quanni, because Quanni works hard. I do my job and yours without you even having to know that I'm doing yours. You ain't got to say nothing to me. I'm going to get it done. I am. I mean, some people you might have to say it to. Unfortunately, I'm not one of them. So let's not even play those games. But I definitely, every time I'm handed a task or given a task, I try to do my greatest shit with it, especially when it's somebody else's work. Because, man, woo! I just got to make sure that reputation is good. You know what I mean? Here's 14. Pride is what will make a man value his body. He will work out, keep the right physique because he must look good and feel good. Lies. My pride don't give a fuck about my body. I like the dad bod. I want a dad bod. I don't give a fuck to have a six-pack, to have muscle. I want the dad bod. Give it all to me. I don't give a fuck about pride. Pride ain't got nothing to do with that. That's just me. That's what I want. So I'm not agreeing with that one altogether. I'm just not going to agree with that one. To me, I mean, most men, that's right. You know, their pride is what makes them go to the gym and work out. But it's to the fact that every man that you see that's in the gym working out, getting that body, is because one time he was in his life, he wanted a girl, and that girl said something about his body. He was too small, or he's too fat. He don't got enough muscles. He ain't got a six-pack. He ain't got this. He ain't got that. And it made that man go to the gym and turn up and was like, all right, watch this. Fuck you then. And that man turned up just to show that girl she was wrong. Half the time, they don't even want the girl no more. But they had a point to prove. I'm just saying. Had a point to prove. And with proving that point, you see what happened. All right. 15. Oh, they put 2 of these here. So we'll see. So maybe there's 20 instead of 19. 15 shows pride is what will make him get that haircut or that look. Make him clothe his body good. Call him cocky, arrogant, stylish, but he proudly loves himself. Big facts. I pride myself on the way I look. I always got to at least make sure my hair look decent enough to come out in public. And if I'm not, well, of course, I got the shirt on from work because I just got off work. But typically, sometimes I don't even have the work. You know, I'm dressed to kill. I like to say, suited and booted. Pride is what will make a man walk with a bounce, purpose, and focus. He knows he is blessed. And that's me, man. I'm going to walk with my head high all the time. Hey, man, I'm prideful about the fact that I'm living and surviving in this fucking crazy-ass world. I'm happy over the fact that no matter what's going on in this world, this shit is not tearing me down and breaking me down. My pride is what's helping me keep that afloat. You know what I mean? Definitely help me keep that afloat. Pride is what will make a man carefully choose his words. He will not talk rubbish or be foul-mouthed. He'll read, use his intellect, stretch his reasonings, the kind of man who speaks and others wonder where he gets all his wisdom from. Oh, okay. I've heard that a couple times. Oh, you know, so it's all good. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah. Gang. But that's true, though. I mean, I've been told before that I'm pretty wise for a young man. Well, people think I'm like 19, 20, and I'm really 30 years old. So, you know, hey. Pride is what will make him defend his woman when she is attacked. You don't attack the love of his life as he watches, because I will go crazy and kill you. Don't play with me. Go find something safe to do, because this ain't it. I'm just saying. Pride is what will make a man honor God, as he says, as for me and my household, we will honor you, Lord. He is protective of his name. When he is mentioned, he wants God to receive honor because God defines him. I like that. That's true. You know, it's pride. You know, some things you just can't do. You can and you can't, and that's one of them you can't. But with that, it's just, you know, pride gets in the way of a lot of things with us as men. But what I want us to learn how to do is to decide between the two. I want us to learn how to the code, I guess, for lack of a better word, on when it's time to put that pride aside. Baby steps. Again, I said Rome was not built in a day. I don't expect you all to learn this overnight. I'm still learning more into it myself as far as dealing with my pride and how I can adjust it. Because that is, listen, I be starving, hungry, broke. I won't say nothing to my woman. That will never happen. She would have to catch me red-handed at a pawn shop or something before I would let her know I'm broke. It is what it is. But I'm working on that because I understand that as a team, I can't keep doing that. And I can't keep keeping it from her like, that's what we're here for, to help each other. But I'm very prideful. As a man, I feel like I have to be a man. And I'm sorry if that's affecting this current relationship, but I'm working on it. Okay? Thanks. But yeah, man, like to all of you other men, see what I just did? Openly on camera admitted to how my pride could be affecting my relationship. And I'm working on changing that so that it doesn't affect my relationship in a negative way. It's great to affect my relationship positively, but nothing negative. So I'm definitely happy it's not affecting anything negatively. Also, I think it's just great for that opportunity to know that find a great support system, fellas. Find a genuine, great support system that gives you a safe space to talk about the things you want to go through so that you can vent, so that you can open up and talk about it without being judged or without something being thrown in your face or somebody trying to tell you how you feel about it or what you feel or what's going on. Trust me, you're going to get that all day, every day. It happens, but just do your best to stay with your chin up to realize that some of those people are just negative Nancy's, okay? It is what it is. But just understand that, men, we do need a safe space. And it's okay to find one that will give you a great, healthy support system for you to rely on. Because we need it, man. We do. For me, it's my best friend. You know what I mean? Till this day, it's my best friend. She's always there for me mentally. I ain't got to worry about it at all. I've tried to express myself to other people when I'm going through these mental issues or when I'm having a problem with something where I want to have a safe space, but all people want to do is like try to throw these solutions out there for you that you've already tried, or they want to, throw shots at you because you're just like over the shit. And I'll tell you one thing right now, man. One thing I'll say is I'll tell you all, I'm not going to worry about nothing that's going to stress me out. If I can't resolve it or solve it and I can't fix it, or it's just like I don't know, I can't fix it or deal with it or resolve the issue, I'm not going to let that shit stress me out. So if it's something that's constantly stressing me out and I keep trying to fix it but I can't, I'm going to just let that shit go. It is what it is. Simple as that. I'm not about to continue to let that shit stress me out when I've tried what I can to get it done. I've done what I can to make it work or make it a possibility, and it's still not happening or working. Fuck it. I'm not going to worry about it or stress about it. It is what it is. If it causes something else down the line, if it causes another problem, hey, I'll handle that. I'll cross that bridge when I get there. But for right now, it is what it is. Shit happens. I'm not going to worry about anything that's stressing me out. Because if it's stressing me and I can't change it right then and there, that shit is for the birds. That's all I'm going to say. Stop worrying about shit you can't. Stop stressing over shit you can't change. It is what it is. But most importantly, though, you have to know when it is okay to have those uncomfortable conversations. It's not about knowing that, though. Also, you have to be able to be open to having them. You have to be okay with saying that this is going to be an uncomfortable conversation for me, so I'm going to have this conversation. Let me have it now. Some people won't admit to the fact that they don't know how to have uncomfortable conversations, but you have to learn one way or another. But I'm telling you now, everybody has to have an uncomfortable conversation at one point in their life. It is what it is. You can try to bounce around it all you want, but it has to happen. Sorry. That's just life. That's how it is. That's how it goes. And then respect and trust are some things I wanted to really get into. I won't talk too much about them. But if there's no respect for your partner or no trust for your partner, I'm sorry, but man, we need to have a better option of realizing that some of these women don't respect us or trust us. And it's cool that you want to bring up what all these other men have done or what other men done to other women and shit in the past, but like, I don't want to hear that shit. I don't give a fuck about the fact of what somebody else did to somebody else. That's not me, and I ain't do that shit. So if you're still stuck on the past, have a good day. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy your life. Don't bring me into it. But all of that extra, listen. All I can say is, as a man, if you see that your woman does not respect you, or you see she does not trust you, Stop trying to do what you can to prove a point to her that you didn't cause. You didn't break her heart. You didn't cheat on her homegirl Deborah. You didn't you didn't have a baby on Sally. You didn't do none of that. You know what I mean? Like, why are you dealing with the problems from the past of other men? Why are you dealing with the issues of that? That's fucked up. Because right now, if I was to sit up here and say, well, shit, I'm doing it because my last woman treated me like this, so I feel like I got to treat you like that. You know how many women would fucking cook me? I would be burned in all kind of fucking grease and stew and whatever. They would tear me a new one over that comment. So, fellas, I'm telling y'all, if a woman can't respect you and she acts like she can't trust you, okay, well, go let her find another nigga to play with. Because obviously it shouldn't be you. I don't allow that. If you have any doubts, any suspicions, let me know. Because you got them, I bet. Well, what are they for? Because if you my woman and you got doubts and suspicions, we can talk about that. But if you just completely don't trust me and doubt and shit like that off of what happened in your last relationship or the next one or one of your homegirls' relationships, get the fuck out of my face. Respectfully. Get out of my face. Also, sorry, before I go, I had a couple more things to talk about, but it's, you know, I'll be running out of time here. You know how I be doing, so I'll be forgetting. Again, though, I do want to remind you all that I have officially launched my business for the Choose Your Character. CYC is the acronym, Choose Your Character costume business. I'll do birthday parties and events, whatever the case may need to be done. If you need me in a costume to do something, I'm there. And remember, it'll be different packages, different offers. Of course, if you need all that information, you can reach out to me on the socials, which Facebook, you know, it's Mark Quan Thomas or Quan Facebook Jail. Also, you can find the show page at Talk is Cheap on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram, Juss Quanni, and then Talk is Cheap 702 as well. You can also find me on Twitter as well as Snapchat with the names Juss Quanni or Talk is Cheap 702 as well. Definitely look out and shout out there. But also, because I don't want you all to forget the most important piece, you know. If you do want to find me every Wednesday, I am also on the hottest radio station on the planet. Hot 702.5 FM. The hottest radio station on the planet. Every Wednesday at 5 p.m. You can always catch me there. So that's another way to reach out to me if you want to talk, need some advice, or you need something else about I don't know, whatever the case may be. But y'all know y'all can fuck with me. But don't forget, that is CYC, Choose Your Character. I'm always here and open to answer any questions you may have. I am really excited about getting this business running and off the ground. I'm actually going to go home and make the actual official flyer to post that. So I'm kind of excited and doped. I'm pretty juiced. And I plan on having this all out by 8:30 p.m. because at 9 p.m. God of War is released. And my PlayStation 5 is sitting at home waiting for me to play it. So I'm going to be on that game all night. I'm pretty sure I am. So honestly, you know, but other than that, I'm just pretty excited and juiced about all of it. Don't forget, man, I finally got a nice and legit business running off the ground. Of course, other than the radio show and things like that. But I'm out here doing my thing, man. I'm really trying to make a legacy from my legacies. Ooh, I could use that in the poem piece. That's great. That's great. But other than that, thank you all again for listening. And I do appreciate you all for coming out and supporting me every week as you do so well, as I talk so well. But y'all can definitely catch me again next week on the hottest radio station on the planet, Hot 702.5 FM. Peace, love, and hair grease.